Stupido. Excusez-moi, monsieur. My God, guys, I'm so sorry if natagalan tayo. And yes, once again, guys, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to everyone who's on the stream right now. And yes, it's your uncle, Hansel, reporting back in. So, speaking of which, I would like to apologize if I was not stream. I only streamed once for the course of this whole week. Reason why for this is that I was busy watching the six invitationals from the playoffs until the finals, in which the conclusion is that G2 won the six invitationals. And as for that, I'd like to give them their their what you call this their the heartfelt congratulations there, and also Fabian as the coach at the helm, currently having his third time grabbing that hammer ever since Penta and then G2 and then G2 as a coach in Siege. And so, speaking of which, I was also able to, witness few matches G2 between G2 and W7M, in which three maps won by G2 and then one map won by W7M. I am going to do a recap on this one. It was mentioned that the first map, which is Clubhouse, was favored by W7M, scored 7-5. The second map is Bank, in which it was favored by G2 with a score of 7-2. The third map is Cafe, in which favored by G2 again for 7-4. And last but not the least, the final map that they played was in Oregon, in which it was favored once again by G2 with a score of 8-6. Supposed to be if W7M is going to win the either of these maps, also considering that they also clutched or almost clutched Oregon back to their what you call this back to their don't know what the term back to their W7M's win. They were supposed to play Villa. Since format of the grand finals is five maps, best of five, or five maps, sorry, five maps and then best of three if I'm correct. But since it's one favorite G2, overall score is 1-3. So yeah, more likely it's best of three. Five maps, unlimited overtime. Speaking of which. Now, without further ado, guys, um, without further ado, for those who are here in the chat, we are going to get a glimpse of Siege's future starting year 8, and we can get some possible reactions to it, even though I've already seen it firsthand. But I want you to feel I want you to feel the the tense itself, and what are my possible reactions? Not possible, my reactions to it, right? So, without further ado, guys, let's start the video. Let's start with the Siege Year 8 cinematic trailer, in which we're going to play it right now.
Have a look.
At what exactly?
Well, this is how Rainbow dies.
Confirmed. They're spread out well enough. Operators take positions.
Caveira.
Sit rep on hostiles.
I have eyes on 15 mercs surrounding.
Yeah, speaking of which, guys, for those who have not followed the story, this was beginning year 7 from Demon Vale, in which Yahata was assassinated in front of Azami's eyes, and Azami seeking Ibana's help, in which Ibana is one of the Siege's long season operators, and eventually Azami joined Team Rainbow. For those who don't know, and initial goal of Azami here is to find who is responsible for his master's death, which is Mr. Yahata. For those who don't know the story itself, right? And to continue,
QCR weaponry.
speaking of which as well, QCR is under the division of Night Haven. It's like their research and development section of Night Haven, similar to Team Rainbow's R&D division, with Mira at the helm from Team Rainbow, and then on Night Haven, Osa is at the helm for QCR. Speaking of which.
Make that 14.
Neutralize the opposition and extract the ordnance.
Red Hammer. Take point. Ghost Eyes. Support.
Speaking of which, sorry if I do apologize if I may take some pauses here. So let me also give you an understanding here. Now, ever since Yahata's incident occurred on year 7, season 1, Harry, which is the behavioral analyst of Rainbow, actually constructed squads to properly organize Rainbow in order for them to go prepare them to go back to the fray, like in real life situation operations in the case. So first things first. First squad was introduced was Night Haven, led by Specialist Callie. Second one is Wolf Guard, currently led by Doc. The third one is Ghost Eyes, led by Caveira. And then Caveira, Spoiled Red Hammer, currently led by Thermite. And then the last squad that was introduced is Viper Strike, led by Specialist Ibana. And currently, right now, this is a joint operation between Red Hammer and Ghost Eyes. And in any case, I do apologize if the closed caption is incorrect. In any case, I will just have to,
Clear na ba?
go ahead and
Clear na ba?
go with the subtitles. And yes, Uncle, another hot day. Welcome to the stream. Yes, good evening to you. How are you?
Namatay na.
Sina all English. Wait,
Namatay na.
speaking of which, well, I'm not sure if I can do English at all time because this will also be uploaded to YouTube as well. So yeah. Now, without further ado, guys, let's continue the cinematic trailer for Siege. There we go. Well, Kul, wag kang ganyan. Kul, my God. Ma-discover tayo. Thank you. What's another hot day? Do you enjoy the do you enjoy the stream? We'll be doing we'll be doing live reactions, and then season 8 the whole season 8 panel reveal, cinematic trailer, and season 1 panel season 1 panel reveal as well.
Nighthaven really fucked up letting their gear fall into the wrong hands.
That's why we have to extract it.
Let's finish this.
Ash.
Ash.
Run!
Run!
Now, speaking of which, my first impression on this guy is that he's from the Wolves. He's from the Wolves on Ghost Recon Breakpoint. However, I actually found out he's not. So, in any case, we'll just have to continue this in a few seconds. In
That's
which
gotta be tough to watch.
we are also going to
Wholesale
reveal.
Nighthaven weaponry is a scary thing. It's also the perfect bait. Call me sentimental, but I'm a little disappointed they fell for it. You know, Rainbow used to be feared in my time. A
Thank you for the luck, Boss Onsi.
apex killers, and you
Ay,
turned it
sorry.
into a fucking.
Sorry for the lurk.
Haze.
Was another hot day.
You disgraced my unit, Harry.
So speaking of which, this guy right here is a previous operator of Rainbow Six. Let's say before Arnott went to US for the position of Secretary of Defensive, I believe. Way before that. Now, his full identity is not revealed, but his name will be revealed for now.
It's there now. And the disgrace is yours, Damus.
What comes next is the squad's fall. One by one. Every operator dies. I guess I wanted to thank you for making it so easy for us.
My job was never to lead Rainbow, but rather to help them lead themselves. Now, if you don't mind, I happen to find you exceedingly fucking boring.
Harry! No!
Don't tell me when I was swinging.
Also speaking, yep, that one is a heartbreaking scene, guys. I think that after Arnold, I'll be right back, guys. We currently have an emergency. Repeat, go black.
this is a no chat restriction stream for 24 hours, so I don't really mind if you spam your emotes here. That means you're giving me hype. It means chat activity. You're actually helping me. By doing so, you allow me to get more VIP badges, which I can use to, give to my people who have been supporting me real time. Uh, yeah, that's my sentiments for the stream. So, you talking to my stream is already a good thing.
Oy, sige, Uncle. So, yep. Also dropped by Majin Buu. Thank you for lurking. And then Boss Shark. Thank you for dropping. Alright. So, yeah, speaking of which, I would like to apologize if I was not, I know, if I was out, because what happened is that
Show me your
uh,
motivation.
currently have a cold block. And Uncle Jumbo Tato, welcome to the stream. Uncle Jumbo Tato, welcome into the stream. Let me give you a shout out because you know it's pretty fun. Ano mangyari if my dad's ano ba yun?
May maglalakad na white. Silhouette.
Ay, okay.
Wait, di ba after makapatay ng isang ghost,
Night-
siya?
Nightmare. Hey yo.
Hindi, pag nightmare, ano.
Sunod-sunod.
Alright,
Mm.
let's see.
Oh my
Wait, what part did I miss?
Hindi mo load.
Oh, no.
Yeah, speaking of which,
Dami
they
na, bro.
Kuyanti Doremi Coffee. welcome to the stream. Good evening, good evening, good evening. And
Where's my can bomb?
currently doing reaction
Grenade pa pala
videos
ako.
for year 8's Rainbow Six Siege, and like I do hope that you guys enjoy, even though I know some of you just
They put me down.
like what you call this don't have that kind of extensive knowledge on Siege technically. So yeah, in any case, guys, I do hope that you enjoy this stream while we're doing some reaction videos on it, because I already watched this when Six Invitationals was ongoing. You know. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Ate Dora. So this technically this is going to be a short stream because we're currently doing some reaction videos and what to look forward for year 8's Rainbow Six Siege. Because this is our game. This is our time now, according to Rainbow Six Siege. Right. No, it's okay. You go ahead and do the work that you do, and for the love of the moolah. Thank you so much for dropping in, Auntie Dominico. Thank you, thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and finish this, video in which we have been demonstrated Harry's death, killed by Deimos. Now, shall I also include the Viper Strikes teaser in any case? I guess not, because I guess you've already seen what's there. So next is actually the season V. What you call this? The season 1 reveal for Rainbow Six Siege. Excuses. Alright. This is going to be a 24
Hello and welcome to
video,
Operation
guys.
Commanding Force. I'm Camille Salazar Hadaway, and there is no better way to kick off the first season of Year 8 of Rainbow Six Siege than to be here with all of you. Whether you're here watching the best teams in the world compete in the Six Invitational, or at home excited to learn what's next, this is the place to be. In Operation Commanding Force, all eyes are on Viper Strike, the squad led by Hibana, who will be welcoming a new operator this season. To tell us more, please welcome Creative Director Alexander Karpazis.
Year 8, Season 1 Commanding Force starts off with us seeing Brava, our saboteur from Brazil. She'll be joining Viper Strike, led by Hibana, and is made up of the experts who have every tool at their disposal to get the job done. They're essentially the elite Swiss Army knives who can jump into any operation and execute at the highest possible level. This squad is also being joined by Red Hammer, which was introduced.
Yep. Speaking of which, this is going to be the full lineup of Viper Strike squad, and the rest of the squads will be listed on Red Hammer. In which I believe it's already been hinted on another video, but we'll get to that. I will get to the bridge. So, first things first, leader is Hibana, and the next is Brava, cousin of Capital. Third is Blackbeard. Okay, here's a discrepancy. So, supposed to be Blackbeard is going to be on Red Hammer's squad, because there are some speculations that Blackbeard's shield, rifle-mounted shield, was on the what you call this, the wallpaper. In a case, tease for the Red Hammer squad. Then, interesting enough, Jackals on the Vipers squad, although it actually has a uniform for Red Hammer. You know? The third one is Blitz, Thatcher, and then Dokkaebi, Rook, Echo, Azami, Maestro, Mira, Jaeger, Mute, and finally Alibi. And then the rest of the operators will be on Red Hammer.
Earlier, being led by Thermite. This is the squad of force and destruction, and with Viper Strike and Red Hammer joining the fold, we've introduced all of our squads that are making up Rainbow Six today. On top of this, we have a lot of exciting stuff to share. We've got balancing changes that reinforce the tacticality of our game and the gameplay that you can expect. We are constantly reinforcing the game with anti-cheat, and you'll see even more player protection coming down the line.
Speaking of which, this anti-cheat mousetrap is only, if I remember, only available on consoles. So the reason why they're launching this is to prevent players who has the disadvantage while using controls. We could be competing with the same platform or a different platform, let's say Xbox, PlayStation, in which, let's say, their opponents or their opponents or their friends, or let's say teammates. I guess that's more suitable term when it comes to the lineup of operators, teammates rather. So Mousetrap is going to detect who is on controller and who is not. Now, the target of this is that Mousetrap is going to target specifically those who are doing mouse and keyboard on consoles. So for that, let's continue this further as to why they have deployed this anti-cheat mousetrap on consoles.
The line. And finally, newcomer rewards means newcomers jumping into Siege for the first time experience the vocabulary of the game and get rewarded for it, and veterans of the game as well will have rewards. All of this and more, our team's been working very hard, and they're excited to share with you everything that they've been working on today.
The Viper Strike faction is stepping onto the stage with Brava, a new Brazilian attacker who pilots the Kludge drone, a dastardly device capable of hacking Defender electronics and either destroying them from a distance or changing their allegiance entirely. Imagine a Defender triggering a Kapkan trap, or getting slowed by Malusi's Banshee device. Imagine an attacker causing chaos with an on-site Maestro turret in a post-plant situation. This is the world that Brava is bringing to you, and it's coming soon.
Defenders will need to be on the lookout this season as Brava and her gadget seek to give them.
Also, technically, guys, Brava is an interesting operator. And I also can't wait to check her out on the test server that will be available later, I guess. Because we're still currently on the 20th? If I remember correctly. Because they are going to release the test servers on the 21st, and that runs until the 7th of March or 6th. And then live release will be on the 7th of March. And how interesting she is? Let's watch the video Or let's continue to watch the video.
A taste of their own medicine. We're gonna dive into the design of Brava with concept artist Sunshine Kim, then get the details of what makes Brava's drone unique from director of gameplay design Jeremy Carval and game designer Matthew Lacombe.
Brava is a natural-born leader and an expert in advanced technologies. She really values her family, hometown, and her heritage. You can see that she always wears the capybara patch, which represents her hometown, around her strap, as if it's part of her. She's a strong leader with years of experiences, just like her cousin Capitao, but she's not an intimidating and strict leader, unlike her cousin Capitao. They're alike, but they're different in many ways. We wanted her outgoing and lively personality to be really reflected in her visual design. But instead of approaching usual traditional way with heavy gear setup and multiple layers, we simplified it. Having that minimalistic gear setup, but still looking professional and combat ready was the main challenge.
When we started to work on Brava's device, we were looking for technology that could disrupt electronics in a distance. So we dig into the fantasy of anti-drone rifles. These rifles are powerful weapons that can break the connection and the control of drones. We really like the feeling and the look of this, so we wanted to make our own version of it. Once we were happy with our version, we scaled it down, mounted it on a turret, and we put this turret on top of these four-wheel drones to create this little tank. When you are controlling the drone, you will see this dedicated interface with a ton of little elements that will be used as important feedbacks. We even put the cannon on the side to really give the feeling that you are inside the machine. And finally, we've designed this new overlay that will show on different occasions when an hack is performed.
Brava's gadget is the Clutch Drone. It's a new observation tool that we are bringing to the attacking team. It's an observation tool that focuses on stealing and overeating Defender gadgets. It's a drone, so similar to what we have with Twitch. You can move around, drive with it, and you can also shoot. When you shoot at an electronic device, you can steal them from the Defender team. Our experienced players will be able to do a lot of crazy things with this. You can steal a Kapkan trap, you can steal a yokai drones, all of those Defender gadgets.
Yep. And this also makes, if I'm going to exaggerate myself, even this kind of concept, this would also make her OP. Also considering that Brava's drones only has unlimited charges on her clutch drone, like the firing mechanism is what I'm talking about, not the quantity of the clutch drone, because it's only 2. If it's 3, that's really OP. The thing is, I just want to make sure that even myself, I just want to make sure that this clutch drone actually has like a range. Has a range. What you call this? A range of operation where she can steal a observation camera, or the bulletproof cam, or Valkyrie scan, yokai drone, or such.
That you can turn.
That's what I'm concerned.
So obviously there's a lot of possibilities, and it's sky is the limit here. For newer players, well, it's a safe way to explore new maps, get to know interactions between some gadgets. It's an observation tool. You gather knowledge, you gather intel. It's always going to be good. Brava brings 2 primary weapons. We have the Para 308 and the Cam RS. We have the assault rifle. It's high damage, low rate of fire, but you know how it works. We have the DMR as the other option. If you want line of sight, more destruction, this is the one you want. For the secondary weapons, we have the Super Shorty and the USP-40. You know the deal here. We have a secondary shotgun for utility. We can create some rotation holes for drones. You can slip by the defenses with this. Or you have the USP-40, which is a reliable pistol. If you want to move fast, you want to catch up to your team, that's the one you want to use. For generic gadgets, we have the claymores and the smoke grenades. The claymore, obviously, you're going to spend a lot of time hunting down defender utilities, but we want to make sure that you're safe. So you will be able to use the claymore for this one, or we have the smoke grenade. The smoke grenade is the one that creates a lot of noise, that draws a lot of attention. This means that you can slip by a clutch drone and maybe steal something. Like, that's a window of opportunity for you. We have a 3-speed and 1 armor attacker here. It's mostly so you...
Speaking of which, guys, this the orientation on this is that it mentioned 1 health, 3 speed operator, which means that the white bars over there, that's vacant. Just to be clarified, even I am myself almost got even I myself almost got colorblinded.
You use the speed to catch up to your team. You're going to spend a lot of time on your clutch drones, and we want to make sure that you're always relevant during the round, so we gave you the best speed that we have. The first synergy that we can see is IQ. You have this ability to track all of the electronic devices, and turns out that
one of the
Bravo
synergies
can hunt and steal those.
Bravo.
So you want IQ to scout ahead, and Bravo to execute on them. And one of the things that we really like is tag teams. And here we are proposing Bravo and IQ. Attachers and the operator that have access to the generic EMP grenade can allow the clutch drone to move forward if there's a pest or a mute jammer in the doorway. And don't worry, if you disable a gadget and you try to convert it, it will still work. Some of our maps have these critical important walls to open. Ace and Termite might have issues because there's electricity or mute jammers on those walls. You can send a clutch drone to shoot those gadgets and remove them, but there's also creative ways of doing it. You can steal a Maestro, use the Maestro to deny those devices. That's the kind of things that you will learn about Brava, and that's why it's exciting. So this is a great way to counter Brava. Either you can spot Brava when she's droning, well, she's vulnerable, and you can spot the clutch drone coming in to steal your gadgets. Mozzie is an interesting counter here. We have a two-way relationship. You can steal the pest and do all of the crazy things that you can think of, but the pest can also steal the clutch drone, and then from there you can steal.
One of the very interesting counters for Brava. And they mentioned interesting synergy. So let's put it in context that if Brava can steal, and also Mozzie can steal other drones, then Mozzie can steal Brava's drones. And then, as you can see, Mozzie can control large drones if he's lucky enough to, to control claymores. But I'm not sure if the operators' primary gadgets will, primary gadgets will, what you call this, will do. But we'll have to check on the test server.
Claymore, steal air jabs, retake some drones. There's a lot of possibility here. So it's really a counter and counter synergy. The clutch drone is an observation tool. It navigates on the floor. The way that we know to counter this is good old mute. You place jammers, you passively deny the entry to the bomb site. You just have to be careful and place them in ways that she can't shoot them. The clutch drone can steal the jammer, and then it's going to disable defender gadgets. Vigil's gadgets allows him to be cloaked to drones, so obviously the clutch drone will not be able to see Vigil, which means that he can jump on your drone and destroy it. I think our experienced players will be able to make Bravo shine the most when they repick into this operator.
Uncle
when
Prince.
You notice that there's Capcan, Melusi,
Mozzie mute counter.
Aruni, Maestro, all of those defenders that
Welcome
brings
in, by the way,
high-valued
Prince.
gadgets, well, you want to steal them. That's when experienced player will make Bravo shine.
Our next updates are focused on the team's ongoing efforts to ensure that Rainbow Six Siege is fair and balanced for all players. The use of mouse and keyboard on console is a disruptive problem, and this season we're putting a new solution in place to tackle this issue. Gameplay programming team lead Jan Stalaka is here to share the
What
details.
is the point if the enemy had... That's also one point there.
So on Siege,
Also considering that Twitch actually has unlimited range, just like Zero's Argus Scam. It actually has a unlimited range. Sacrifice Twitch drone. but not sure if it works. So like, if you have Twitch, yeah, you also have you also have Brava. Then there's a Mozzie. Then Twitch drone. One Twitch drone just got Mozzie, and then you have Brava. Then let's say if Brava's going to retake the Twitch drone. Big brain, right? Big brain. Uy, magandang gabi kaya Uncle Prince. Kumusta ishi?
Siege, we have a problem where a lot of players are using these little widgets called input spoofing devices, and they allow you to play with a keyboard and mouse on console. Now, along with toxicity and cheating, this is one of the biggest complaints that we get from our community. And we heard you. We agree. It feels really unfair to play against other players when you have such a disadvantage. So this is a problem that all console shooters have, especially the competitive ones. And there hasn't really been a reliable solution for this yet. In fact, the devices they're using are specifically designed to be undetectable. We wanted to build our own system that would sniff out mouse and keyboard players on console so that we could build a better picture of exactly who is using these devices. And we called that system Mousetrap. We have been really quiet about it, but actually it's been running in the background in shadow mode for several seasons. We've been gathering data and analyzing the results, and now we have a much better picture. We know exactly which players are spoofing.
As far as I remember,
we also know that at the highest ranks, spoofers
if you see
become
blatant
much more
cheaters,
common, where they have the biggest advantage and the most gain.
They can fly over the
It would have been really easy for us just to ban those players, but we want to try something a little different. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and remove the
Mousetrap is only for
advantage
consoles
of
yan.
using one of these input spoofing devices.
Only for consoles yan, boss shark.
Starting in Season 8, Year 1.2, when we detect you spoofing, we're going to start adding extra latency to your inputs. It's going to start out really unnoticeable, but it's going to ramp up over several matches, and it will definitely be noticeable.
Sa console lang yan.
Players will find that their disadvantage
Hindi yan applicable sa hindi yan applicable sa
to remove the penalty,
PC.
Simply unplug your spoofing adapter and continue playing on controller. After a few matches, the latency will be reduced and you'll be back to normal. We've worked really closely with our accessibility group here at Ubisoft.
It's the other way around.
Take the needs of disabled players into account. We have designed the feature so that disabled players who use adaptive technology to access the game should not be affected by this penalty.
So, meron na PC pero they're more comfortable na nag-controller.
Fairly penalized. There will be a QR code in the game that you
something
can use
like
to contact us. We will then investigate.
But yung sa PC, ang more prominent na cheats is like wala
players to say that using external devices to gain an advantage is not permitted.
Lilipat ka sa taas, tas ano na lang.
Nobody in the industry has solved this problem yet.
God's blazing.
We are trying something new, but it's not the final iteration.
Though, ano pa naman to nila
data detection system.
They're still doing this.
It's an evolving situation. We are committed to continuing to work on it to improve the fairness of Siege. Mousetrap will be coming in Year 8, Season 1.
Ano naman? Talking about PC,
Operation Commanding Force is continuing
they really have to improve their
anti-toxicity measures.
They really have to improve their
Here's Play
cheating,
Protection and Game Security
anti-cheat.
Director Emmanuel Larive.
Because there might be like there are times na it's more like suspicious yung very suspicious yung
This new update will be looking at everybody that is doing some disruption at the voice chat level.
Mga players.
It is really important because we're
Though,
seeing case of misconduct, hateful message. We want to reduce that. Players being detected
toxicity
by
will
this
never
new system
get
will be muted
out.
by default to others. So
And
the
I get
people that still want to hear them
every
will be
game
able
has
to
toxicity.
emulate them. The goal of this new initiative is
more
to
like
reduce the impact of the top offender on
let's
other
say
players. We also
synergy of the
want
game
to
itself.
reduce the case of
There are some who
misconduct
enjoy the
and
game,
hateful
and there's
message
someone
that you are
like
facing. At the
toxic.
start,
But
we
it
will
all
be
comes
only
down to ano
looking
yan eh.
at the top
It
offender.
really all comes
So
down
a small
to
population of players.
it really all
They
comes
will be
down
receiving
to
a set of warnings, and
personality.
when the penalty will be applied, it will last several matches.
But I'm not sure.
Later down the road, of course, we'll
Not sure.
continue to
You need
monitor the
adjustment.
system, but also to expand it to everybody.
Nandun na nga yung fan.
In Siege, every decision counts.
True.
Starting this season, reloading will be more tactical than ever. Associate Game
The
Director Joshua
reload!
Mills reveals details about the reload rework, and game designer
Goodbye,
Robert Cole has some
reload
news about a
cancelling.
balancing update for Zero.
The issue with the current reload system in Siege is that it doesn't reflect the reality that most players are perceiving. Which is, if someone's reloading, they are non-lethal, and I have opportunity to push that fight. In the live build of Siege right now, if you initiate a reload action, you can cancel it at any time. What that means is the magazine has been removed from the weapon, and somebody starts pushing you, and you cancel that animation, and the magazine pops back in the weapon, and as long as it had ammunition, your weapon is again lethal. With Operation Commanding Force, you will no longer get the benefits of reload canceling. And what I mean by that is once the magazine has cleared the weapon, it will not magically pop back in the weapon if you cancel that animation. In fact, it'll drop and then you'll have no magazine in your weapon. But if you had a little bit of ammunition left in your magazine, you'll still have one in the chamber. And at the end of the day, it only takes one. Ultimately, the objective here is consistency with the tactics and strategy of Siege, which means if you perform an action in Siege, it has consequences and is purposeful. When a player initiates a reload action, you're committed to it. The objectives here are
is
advanced
now
teamwork, so if I have to reload, my friend's going to cover me.
Yun nga eh.
And to make use of the loadout that players already have, which is to use their secondary weapon if needed.
Like,
ultimately,
grabe,
it realigns
like,
our players' expectations with the game reality. So
like
players,
they really
when
have
they
it
know somebody's
fixed
reloading,
that since
expect that they have an opportunity and an advantage in that situation. Right now, the game doesn't actually support that. This is one of those updates that is actually
since
affecting
day
our
one,
core mechanics of the game. It's an
then
important
they're
thing to be
like
very careful when we make those changes.
doing
but
these
we know
changes
this
now.
is the direction we want to go in to bring Siege to be more tactical, more purposeful, and more strategic than ever before.
Sana lahat ng shooting games.
Zero is not in a patch.
Yun lang.
But it's true that his gadget can be a tricky one to use, as it's getting destroyed most of the times before being
No,
in use.
and this one,
Mainly due
guys,
to the
is
sound it makes.
Zero's
We are changing the Argus
like
camera so that it will no longer
reward.
to the other side
Like,
of the
little
board once
reward.
being attached. Zero will now need to manually perform the perforation.
So before anything else, so for current live build is that Argus cam is going to be what you call this, lads on two sides on the current live build, but now
from inside the camera. And additionally, any teammates can swap either side of the camera but not perform the perforation. With these changes, we
like what they're doing here is that the other side will not be borrowed. It's only on the one side, but Zero has to, operate the camera to switch it to another side, technically. Because as far as I remember, like Zero actually has good primaries. The SEK 3K, and then MP7. And secondaries, you have 5.7 and then Gun 6, which is a utility clearing device, Gun 6, but it only has one bullet. Then you can either have breach charged and, claymores, if I'm correct. Which also makes him a very good operator when you go for solo queue. Now with this change, he is going, for me, he is going to be much more valuable to doing solo queues.
We want the Argus camera to be a much more powerful intel tool,
Luging-lugay
as
sa
well as
mga
being much more
gumagamit.
collaborative,
Yun nga
and
eh.
the options and survivability of the gadget. We believe that these changes will make the gadget much more interesting and bring a new layer of strategy to Zero.
In year 7, we did a big update to our attachments and to our recoil system. The goal here was to enhance the player choice, give you more options to play the way you want to, and make the loadouts you want to use. Looking into the compensator and the muzzle brake is the same philosophy. We're just bringing those in line with some of the changes we started in year 7. For the muzzle brake, we're going from 45% up to 50%. For the compensator, we're making an adjustment from 15% to 35%. One great feature that was introduced in year 7 is the shooting range, and I highly recommend you go into there and test all this stuff out to find the perfect kit for yourself. As always, with any balancing change or any update we do, we will be listening and monitoring the community feedback and continuing to find ways to empower you, the player, to live out the fantasy of being that elite operator.
So, I guess what they're doing on the muzzle brakes and muzzle brakes versus compensators is that they're like recommending players, if you want to go for DMR, use muzzle brakes. And then if you have AR or what you call this, AR or SMG, compensators. Flash, speaking of which, Flash Hider is not in a good place though. I even played Ace with a Flash Hider, and it's also good. Since Flash Hider, with a few shots, I guess, it can your bullet orientation will not go up, since AK series, or let's say AK-12, not sure if AK-74 is also going to be qualified on that, considering that AK-74M's Nomad's AK-74M does not have attachments, only the ARX. Only the ARX has the attachment, the underbarrel attachment, which is vertical grip only. Now, for the AK-74M does not have an underbarrel attachment. Speaking of which, so it's also hard. And Flash Hiders, it lessens it stops you from it stops the gun from going up, or let's say it takes a longer time to push the recoil up. And then muzzle brakes, as far as muzzle brakes concerned, you have a good hand control, then why not go for it? Especially with the changes that they're going to implement on season 1, and then usually if I'm going to use muzzle brakes, I usually go with DMRs, because what you call this? I'm guessing DMRs are meant for muzzle brakes, I guess, but I don't know. It's only my honest opinion.
You're going to notice some cool changes around the play section of the menu when Operation Commanding Force is in full force. And senior UX designer Cecilia Pasquale is here to give you a sneak peek.
We are introducing 3 categories that will contain our existing and new playlists. The categories are competitive, quick play, and training. We are going to also introduce a dynamic button for each of those categories, and it's going to be right below the tile, and it's going to allow our players to directly access their last played playlists inside that category. For those playlists, for example as Quick Match, that have different game modes to select to matchmake with, we are going to add a settings button right below the tile that allows our players to select the game modes directly from there instead of having to go through the global settings button. For the future, we aim to further improve the menu navigation, but also we can't wait to hear your feedback about our latest improvements. This feature is directed to our PC players, and it's an access point in the homepage of the game that notifies when a test server is available. Upon clicking on the button, the game session will be closed and the test server will be automatically started. For those players that still don't have the test server installed, they can access this button and directly download it, meanwhile still playing the game. The main goal of this feature is to give players the ability to check the availability of the test server in the homepage of the game. By giving a faster access and more visibility of our test server, we hope that more players will be interested in downloading and test our new features.
Last season, we rolled out the revamped Battle Pass to give you more control and flexibility over the new gear you unlock. Now, we're introducing a new spin on Bravo Packs aimed to give you even more choice when it comes to earning cosmetics. Business Strategy Director Mohammed Benhanada will break down just how this works.
So last year we introduced the Bravo Packs. This feature was actually really liked by our community. What we want to do this year is actually give you even more choice as to which reward you unlock from the Bravo Packs. So for the players that finish the 100 tiers of the Battle Pass, we're giving you what we call the Bravo Pack tickets. This will actually give you the opportunity to browse all of the rewards from the Bravo Packs and choose the one that you want to unlock. We launched the new Battle Pass last season. We've had a lot of feedback from the community around the UI and the UX of the feature. So looking forward into the next seasons, we're going to be focusing on improving this experience on the UX and UI side. So stay tuned for this.
The best moments in Siege are when a plan comes together. But for this to happen, everyone on the team needs to be on the same page, which could be tough to do when you're first starting out. Don't worry, we got you. Our new beginner challenges will make it easier than ever to understand the strategies of Siege and will even earn you some nice rewards too. Associate Game Director Christopher Budgeon is here to explain it all.
Siege is a highly tactical game with a lot of different strategies, depending on the operators, the maps, and the interactions of the gadgets. We want to support new players on their Siege journey by adding the tools that allows them to learn how to play Siege and how to perform at their best in PvP. In Operation Commanding Force, we're introducing the Beginner Challenges. Beginner Challenges are a new progression tool which allows new players to progress and learn about the different facets of Siege. They can do this by every match that they play. They're actually progressing these new challenges, which are created into groups that we like to call Operator Specialties. Operator Specialties are a great way for our current players to teach their friends how to play Siege. For example, you could talk about Hibana as a breacher, and this is how we're going to group the beginner challenges. Every time a newcomer plays a match, they'll be progressing their beginner challenges. They'll be able to see which operator specialty they've been progressing, and as they do so, they'll unlock different rewards such as renown, boosters, or newcomer packs. Additionally, players can unlock operators of that specialty. So for example, if you're playing as a breach operator and doing well, you're progressing those challenges and you'll unlock another breach operator to play as. It will be a great motivator for new players to be able to progress towards a specific operator, all while learning what that operator does within the game. All operators within Siege will now have an operator specialty assigned to them. You'll be able to refer to that when playing with other players, such as, we already have a breacher, or can somebody bring an intel operator? This is a great way to introduce your friends to Siege because now they'll be able to use the language of Siege to make the choices about which operator to play. All players will have access to beginner challenges. For new players, it will replace the Battle Pass tile on the home menu. For current players will be able to find it in the play menu. By giving new players a progression tool that's been specifically designed for them, we're able to reward players with items they can use immediately. This is the first time we're unlocking the ability to play to unlock a specific operator within Siege. Players will be informed how they're playing and be able to identify the type of role that they perform best within.
And finally, you could play Operation Commanding Force on the season test server next week. You could put your sabotage skills to the test with Brava and her gadget. Have fun exploring the new features and be sure to share your feedback on R6Fix. I'm Camille Salazar-Hadaway, and this is Year 8. The fun is just getting started.
Right, so that's for the reveal panel for the Operation Command Force that will be coming March 7. So let's move on to the panel reveal. Season 8. The whole season 8 itself. Let's see if they here.
We know Siege is an important game to so many people. All of this means we're committed to Siege and what makes it so special, reinforcing the idea that this is an experience unlike any other, and that only here can you get the strategic gameplay that is so rewarding. And one of the reasons why this game has been around for 8 years and will be around for many, many years to come.
Year 8 is all about going back to the roots of what Siege is. The tactical shooter experience that is unique in the industry.
Over the course of the next year, you'll see the new story of Siege unfold, where we'll introduce more operators, more stories, more strategies for everybody to jump into. On top of all of this, we remain committed to giving the best experience to our players, where we have a zero-tolerance policy when it comes to toxicity and cheaters.
In this roadmap for Year 8, we'll be bringing 4 operators. Each season, we'll be bringing also a new battle pass and a seasonal event. First off, in Season 1, we'll be heading to Brazil, one of our most engaged community around the world. In Season 2, we'll be heading to Sweden. We'll be reworking Consulate. And also, alongside this, Permanent Arcade is going to be launching in Season 2.
Also, guys, this roadmap still subject to change, as mentioned.
In Season 3, we're heading back to South Korea. And lastly, there will be a quick match rework. And in Season 4, a new country in Europe, Portugal. Our team is really working on an exciting new map, so stay tuned for more information during the year.
Also, guys, they actually gave us on the live. They actually gave us a sneak peek on how they renewed Consulate. So for those who are for those who played Siege, previously, so let's say the third live build right now is you can actually breach on, mostly that we can breach on the garage. You know, like if going for the garage or what you call this, the cafeteria, more or less players are going to breach and hold on the garage. But all I can say is that there's a rework on that. Like, let's say there won't be a point of entry for the hard breachers on garage. So in any case, guys, we'll just have to wait for Season 2's map rework on Consulate. And thank you so much for redeeming the bonkies.
Les sujets au niveau du player protection, mais surtout au niveau de l'anti-cheat, sont des sujets complexes. Nous ne pouvons pas venir avec une seule solution, nous devons devenir avec un éventail de solutions. L'équipe Player Protection, pour l'ensemble de l'année 8, va travailler sur un set d'initiatives, dont certaines sont issues du recherche et développement. On peut mentionner QB, Mousetrap, Reputation Penalties, Reputation System, mais aussi Ban on Data. Cet ensemble a pour but de répondre à nos objectifs en termes de réduction de la toxicité au niveau de votre play experience, mais aussi de tout cas de tricherie, d'exploit et de hack au sein du jeu. QB est une nouvelle solution de sécurité que nous avons construite à l'interne. Le but de cette solution est de diminuer l'occurrence du cheating au sein du jeu, mais aussi d'augmenter les coûts de production au sein de Rainbow Six Siege. C'est la première fois qu'une telle solution est mise en place dans l'industrie autour du FPS compétitif. Mousetrap, une nouvelle mesure de sécurité dont le but va être de réduire l'impact des cheaters au niveau des consoles et de rendre l'expérience beaucoup plus juste pour tout le monde. Nous sommes à l'heure actuelle les premiers dans l'industrie à avoir mis en place une telle solution. La solution Mousetrap, qui va être déployée durant la saison 1, va être une première fondation. Nous allons bien entendu la faire évoluer à travers les saisons de manière itérative afin d'être sûr d'avoir une solution qui soit robuste et résiliente sur le long terme. Le Reputation System est une feature complexe qui est sortie récemment dans sa version bêta. Je suis très heureux de vous annoncer une nouvelle feature sur laquelle l'équipe est en train de travailler, le Player Commendation System. Le but de cette feature est de mettre en place un système d'appréciation dans lequel les joueurs vont pouvoir noter d'autres joueurs par rapport à leur expérience au sein d'un match. Bien entendu, lorsque nous allons sortir cette nouvelle feature, nous allons la monitorer et faire en sorte qu'elle ne soit pas abusée. Dans le but de rendre votre expérience beaucoup plus équitable, mais aussi juste au niveau du mode compétitif, nous allons ajouter de nouvelles règles. L'objectif va être de réduire le taux d'incidence des comptes inadéquats sur votre expérience de jeu, mais aussi de réduire l'impact du smurfing qui est considéré comme du cheating au sein de Rainbow Six Siege. Au niveau de la sécurité, un autre point très important, le Privacy Mode. Nous avons mis en place une initiative sur PC afin de mieux protéger nos content creators, mais aussi tous nos joueurs au sein de Rainbow Six Siege. Et je suis très heureux de vous annoncer que nous allons mettre en place cette solution sur console afin d'avoir une protection qui soit optimale et transversale pour tous. Cet ensemble d'initiatives a pour but de rendre Rainbow Six Siege beaucoup plus coopératif, accueillant, mais aussi sécuritaire pour tous et toutes.
Speaking of which is
We
this
ask
one
our
is
players to
French.
step into the roles of elite operators from all over the world who execute their mission with surgical precision, which means the moment-to-moment gameplay should reflect that. Our focus in Year 8 is to double down on the work we started in Year 7, which is to continue to enhance the tactical aspect of Siege. In-game, when you have the information that somebody is reloading, you feel you have the opportunity to push that player because their weapon is no longer lethal. But with reload canceling, they can magically get their gun to become lethal again and stop you from having that advantage. Reloading is now something you need to think about. You have to be sure that you are protected, maybe covered by a teammate, or prepared for that unexpected push if you are going to make that commitment. In Season 2, we're revisiting Frost.
So, speaking of which, guys, this will be the rework on Frost. The next clips, by the way, this will be the rework of Frost.
One of the things that happens in game is that you get stuck in a welcome mat and you can't do anything to help yourself. Now you'll be able to remove that welcome mat yourself, given enough time. Coming in Season 3 is a new secondary gadget on the Defender side. It's the Observation Blocker. Defenders will...
Now, Season 3, I guess this was already been... or what I'm trying to say, that the Observation Blocker was already been teased on Year 7, along with the Impact EMP grenades, if I'm correct. However, they... They went first with the, Impact EMP nades.
We'll be able to use the observation blocker to control what intel is given to the attackers, whether that be localized on the site or off-site. The observation blocker is the tool to control the intel, force your attackers to have to do something different or have to spend time and resources trying to figure out what it is you're actually up to. So for Season 4, we have a big feature update and a big rework coming. We're reworking our shield operators.
And also, guys, for those who are still here, the next clips will be focused on the shields.
One of the reasons we had to rework the shield operators is because fundamentally there's a lot of friction that comes around them, whether that's being hip-fired and shot at and die, which doesn't feel good, or being the shield operator who is hip-firing and not hitting your shot, and that doesn't feel good. So ultimately, we have negatives on both sides of the shield. And the goal is to remove those frustrations, as with everything that we're looking at in the game, and realign it to that empowering fact that you are an elite operator who can do their job and do it well at all times. It doesn't matter what platform you play on,
what's the use of
a ranked player, or you play quick play on the weekend.
I guess Monty is, Opoban. I mean, that's for sure, Monty, for normal rank, but on Pro League, It's really depending on the situation. Din. But let's talk about let's technically talk about rank, in which Monty has the Monty is one of the highest ban rates for the normal run, because technically they don't even know how to deal with Monty unless if they know the spot. Bossart, if you remember yung uh, if you remember hero yung SI sa this year's SI na may nag-exploit ng glitch with Monty. If I believe heroic yung that was heroic. Next, but I'm not sure what happened on that. What's Ubisoft's decision on that? If it's going to be disqualified, if Hero is going to be, or I haven't heard any news after that clip. I'm not sure if it's still there, but ano lang, I'll go ahead and check it on Twitter. Esports. R6 Rainbow Six. Wait lang. Let's see. Where's that though? It's not over yet. Where's that? Or esports ba yun? Wow, they actually have stories on Solar Ray, but I'll have to read that later. Nice though. Let's see. R6 esports kaya? Esports. Wait lang. God damn it. BRB lang guys. I can't contain it anymore. Wait lang browse ko yung sorry, I'm back guys. Browse ko yung saan yun? Heroic. I'm not sure if maybe. Heroic. What? It's not here? God damn. Let's see. Media. It's mostly yung G2 at W7M. Wait, John yun. Let's see. F18. KOI down. Let's see. Where? Not here. Let me search instead. Oh wait, I kind of forgot. Macy J actually retweeted this, or I also did. This one. Ito po siya. Let's see. How will I do this? Let me go ahead and do that. Let's see. Properties. Ito ito yung, this was the video. What? Oh, right.
Enviable positions, but out of nowhere, it's Kino in the 2v1, make it a 1v1. Noodle, no C4 in the 1v1 against the Monty. One of the most unenviable positions, but out of nowhere, he gets the knife, and he's going to be able to defuse. It's Kino in the 2v1, make it a 1v1. Noodle, no C4 in the 1v1 against the Monty. One of the most unenviable positions, but out of nowhere, he gets the knife, and he's going to be able to defuse.
Puta, diba? Hey, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Twitter. Come on, mate. Twitter, work for me. Twitter, work for me. Right, Let's see. And then it's there. Alright. Going back.
If you play Siege, you're part of this community, and your voice and your needs matter to us and help influence the decisions we make.
We learned a lot with all the changes that we introduced in Year 7. We brought in FOV sliders, aim customization, as well as fine-tuning the handling for drone strafing. And all of this has kind of informed us on where we need to go next in Year 8 for console players. When we're talking about player comfort for console players, we're starting with controller layout. This is a preset that you can jump to that you find works for you. This is our first step in giving console players more flexibility over how they play the game. The next step is going to be when we bring in controller remapping. We know this is a highly requested feature. With these changes, we want to make sure that console players have the same opportunities to customize their experience as PC players do. Quick match. We haven't touched it in a long time, and we want it to stand out from other experiences like unranked and ranked. And we want to do exactly what the name suggests. Get into the game quick and experience Siege and all of its action as much as possible. That means reducing the amount of downtime that you have in Quick Match, and also reducing the amount of repetition of things that aren't really core to the game of Siege. With all of this, we're excited to share these features that answer to the needs of customizing the experience no matter what platform you play on, and making sure that you can execute to the best of your ability.
Siege has been around for a long time. New players are competing with very competent and experienced players that are playing with our game every single day. This can be overwhelming for new players because Siege has a lot of depth, and new players don't have the tools to learn how to play Siege correctly. In Year 8, we really want new players to practice through play. We want them to experience operators, test out their gadgets, and navigate maps. In Season 1, we're bringing beginner challenges, a new progression tool for newcomers, which allows them to learn how to play Siege, as well as unlock operators as they play.
The Season 1 panel.
In Season 2, we're going to be bringing the aiming lane to the shooting range. You'll be able to customize the speed, the movement, the quantity of targets, as well as advanced techniques such as headshots only. In Season 3, we'll be bringing brand new playable tutorials. Each one of these maps will allow the players to learn a different element of Siege, whether it's basics like destruction or verticality, droning and rappelling, reinforcements and barricades. We reward 10 new ops for players upon completion of those tutorials. 5 on attack, 5 on defense. And in Season 4, we'll be bringing the Defender AI playlist, a safe place to teach your friends how to play Siege and to learn new operators and new maps. We're really excited about this new AI playlist. It uses a machine learning algorithm, which is informed by our current players playing today. In this playlist, you'll play as an attacker against a Defender AI. The next steps for us afterwards would be to add the Attacker AI playlist in a future update.
Same as last year, we're bringing back the Year Pass. This will give you access to the 4 battle passes of the year alongside the privileges that come with them. So the early access to the operators, the shop discount, and more. And lastly, you'll have an exclusive bundle coming with it. There will also be the Year Pass Premium Bundle. This will give you access to the same content as the Year Pass, alongside 20 tiers of the Battle Pass every season, and an exclusive bundle that will feature an exotic weapon skin. And this will be launching next Monday for a limited time only. Years ago, we made the promise that we were going to be here for 10 years. And we're making you a promise. We are going to be here for the next 10 years.
And that's why it's so important to us as well to execute at such a high level, to make sure that we deliver to you everything that you expect, everything that you're hoping for. And that means reinforcing what we all love about this game. We are a strategic game, and every decision counts in it. It's such a unique experience. The next year of Siege is going to be huge and important for us to deliver to all of you.
Yun na yun, guys. That's for the whole Year 8. Cinematic trailer and the Season 1 reveal, the roadmap. I guess we're not going to delve in more to the esports because as far as I can remember, on May this year, it will what you call this, majors will be on Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark. November is US, and then SI will be on Brazil. And that's ano lang. That's all the updates on the esports. And then season start will be March 7. So more likely there will be some, before major qualifiers, and then major on May, then June, July, August, September, October, November. So 6 months? No, 5 months. And then after November, December, January, February. Whoa, ang laki ang gap ah. I thought they mentioned 3 months. 3 months grace period. But anyways, so that's all for the season 8, the whole season 8, guys. And once again, congratulations to G2 for winning the 6 Invitationals. And also, congratulations to Fabian once again for lifting the hammer the third time as a coach instead. Grabe no? And furthermore, I guess he already has record 16-0 on N8. Binugbog niyang N8X. I'm not sure if... wait lang ah. Let's see. I'm pretty sure in ano din nila eh. Checking. Saan nga yun? Is it here though? February 7. No, it's not here. R6 Esports. Either way. Let's see. And if I remember, natalo nila Fabian yung TSM. G2 defeated TSM. Let's see. Let's see. Saan yung favorite? Fabian, where is you? Anyways, guys, that's all for our stream for today. So, that's all our stream for today. And also, guys, I haven't posted. I don't have a updated schedule for this week yet. So, watch out lang, guys. So, yun lang. Sino i-rate pala natin? Meron nag-Diablo 3, meron nag-MH Rise. But I'm not sure ma-raid natin si Auntie Louise. Try natin. Let's try to raid Auntie Louise. Let's try. And for that, guys, so thank you so much for dropping to the stream, and have a good one, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time. Ayun, pwede natin ma-raid si Auntie Louise. And the raid messages, guys, will be up in a few seconds. Ayan. Here we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining to our late panel reveal. And good night, guys. Have a good one. Good morning, good afternoon, and I'll see you when I see you.
Maliban na lang siguro kung